Hey ho und willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Genshin Impact, wie immer 21:9 und in der letzten Episode, zumindest zum Zeitpunkt, wo ich dieses Video gedreht habe, kam Version 3.7 raus. Das heißt, ihr habt auch schon instant den Probelauf mit neuen Charakteren verpasst, und zwar mit Kirara. Boah, den Namen werde ich noch ein paar Mal vergessen, definitiv, aber gut. Und hatte diesbezüglich auch sehr ausführlich drüber geredet, auch mit diesen ganzen Artefakten und auch im Kampf ein bisschen rumprobiert. Und ja, Kirara, Emiko und Yumiya sind Charaktere, wo echt Potenzial ist zum Pullen. Allerdings spare ich gerade auch beim Pullen auf Euler, denn Euler kam bis zum Zeitpunkt, wo ich dieses Video gedreht habe, jetzt nur zweimal, dreimal, zweimal, nicht oft auf jeden Fall. Und ich vermute mal, wenn Fontaine draußen ist, wird sie auf jeden Fall wieder kommen. Aber gut, das ist eine andere Geschichte. Wir haben noch einiges zu tun, denn ich habe auch vor, in dieser Staffel, sage ich jetzt mal, auch ihren zweiten Legendenauftrag zu spielen. Und wenn ihr das alles selber sehen wollt, was wir alles erlebt hatten und auch ihr Legendenauftrag, als wir es gespielt hatten vor langer Zeit, müsst ihr einfach nur hier oben rechts beim YouTube auf das i-Symbol klicken. Dann kommt ihr nämlich auf die Playlist zu Let's Play Genshin Impact und ja, dann seid ihr auf jeden Fall auf den aktuellsten Stand dann. Wir gehen auf jeden Fall zu diesem Auftrag, dafür müssen wir nach Mondstadt. Es geht wieder über diese geniale Beschwörung, also über dieses Kartenspiel, und ich bin mal gespannt, wie viel wir tatsächlich machen müssen, weil Kartenspielen in-game so ein bisschen, also irgendwie das Kartenspiel bei Genshin Impact hat mich nicht ganz so gepackt, aber gut, das ist jetzt erstmal meine Meinung. Wir können ja jetzt mal gucken, ob sie da was geändert oder angepasst haben, und Hauptsache wir müssen uns auf die Brücke treffen. Gut, heilen wir uns erstmal zwischendurch. So, denn Sangono Mikokumi hatten wir letztens nämlich gemaxt auf Level 90. Sie hat noch nicht die Artefakten und so, die sie braucht, ist aber nicht so schlimm. Und ja, war auch ziemlich gut getimt gewesen, dass dann das Update rauskam in der Episodenliste. So, gehen wir Timmy ärgern, so wie jedes Mal. Wobei, die Brücke haben wir schon ewig nicht mehr betreten. Ach, wobei, ne, doch, die Vögel sind da. Aber Timmy ist nicht da. Okay, der wird es nicht sehen. Ach Mist, hätte ja sein können. Wer wird auf uns warten?
What a disaster! I didn't even make it through the qualifiers. How'd you do?
I didn't do any better. I was beaten by that little Timmy kid. I've only ever seen him out there feeding pigeons. No clue how he got to be such a good card player.
The next round's starting soon, right? Let's head over and watch the matches. I'm curious to see who'll win the grand prize.
Did you hear that? A grand prize! Sounds like they were talking about a card competition. They must be talking about Genius Invocation TCG.
Ein Wettkampf von Geniale Beschwörung, aber vielleicht gibt es außer dem Preisgeld ja auch noch Leckereien.
Should be, but let's go ask Diona for details.
Los geht's, ein zweifelhaftes Mysterium. Runde 1. Wahrscheinlich wird es wieder 3 Runden hinauslaufen. Aber gut, die Story ist auch wieder ein bisschen länger, ist doch immer so am Anfang eines Updates.
Wait, what? Am I seeing double? Do you have 2 tails?
Your eyes are working just fine. Yes, I have 2 tails. You want to pet them?
Wow, does it hurt when your tail splits into 2? Which one did you grow first? Oh, and what do you do when they start moving around while you're asleep?
Oh, well,
sorry if those were tricky questions. I've just never seen anyone with 2 tails before. Who's Diona chatting with? From her outfit, Paimon would guess she's probably from Inazuma.
Oh, don't worry, kid. I'm sure you'll be growing a couple of tails of your own in no time.
Huh? You think I could grow 2 tails as well?
Sure, you're a yokai too, right? Your yokai power must be really strong if you can already take on human form. I was just climbing a tree one day when another tail popped out, just like that. People started calling me, Nekomata, I think?
Yokai? Nekomata? No. You got it all wrong. My ears and tail are part of my cat's line bloodline.
Oh, so you're not a Mondstadt yokai?
Mondstadt doesn't have anything like yokai. Is this your first time here?
Yep. Fortunately for me, the company I work for has been expanding, so I'm now getting the opportunity to travel to cities all over Teyvat. Oh, it's been such a pleasure chatting with you that I almost lost track of time. I'd better get going, or I'll be late for my next customer. Diona of the Ketzline clan, your pickup is complete. Thank you for choosing Komania Express.
Great. Feel free to come hang out anytime. Do only yokai have tails in Inazuma?
Hey, Diona!
Oh, Traveler and Paimon! Hey, what brings you back to Mondstadt?
Well, we figured it's been a while since we visited the cat's tail, so we thought we'd come and say hi. Oh, and by the way, who was that just now?
Oh, she's a courier from Komania Express. They're an international delivery service operating out of Inazuma.
Huh? Is the cat's tail doing international business now?
No. A customer left some goods with us and arranged for Komania Express to pick them up. That's all. I didn't mind. You've been to Inazuma, right? Did you, see lots of yokai like her there?
Es gibt sogar welche mit Flügel auf dem Rücken und es gibt sogar welche mit Fuchsohren.
Right, but this is actually the first time we've ever seen one with two tails.
Whoa! I'd love to go see for myself one day. Anyway, what were you two here for again? Did you need me for something?
Oh, yeah! Paimon almost forgot. Do you know anything about a Genius Invocation TCG tournament? Apparently there's prizes and stuff.
A tournament? Oh, you must mean the one being organized by the Adventurers Guild. It's a pretty big event. They even had posters imported from Inazuma. But I'm busy with things here, so I didn't sign up. I don't know all the details. Maybe try asking my boss.
Got it! Well, with any luck, we'll win some more, and then we'll treat you to some yummy food.
Huh. What do you mean, luck? I'm the one who taught you how to play, after all.
Vielen Dank, Frau Diona. Aber ja, es ist wahr, definitiv.
That's meow like it. Okay, you two should probably get going now. Head to the Fountain Plaza. My boss usually takes a walk around there at this time of day.
All right, we'll go there right away.
Ach, sie ist draußen? Warte, sollen wir nicht zu der Katze? Achso, sie. Achso, sie war das. Ich dachte, die Chef oder die Chefin wäre. Wenn man hier zum Katzenschwanz reingeht, da gibt es so eine sprechende Katze sozusagen. Und ich dachte, diese Person oder diese Katze wäre das gewesen.
Hey, Margaret. We thought we might find you here.
Oh, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while, hasn't it? Let me guess. Back to play some cards?
It's not like we only ever come back to Mondstadt to play cards.
Oh, really? I just assumed you were here to take part in the King of Invocations Grand Prix.
King of Invocations Grand Prix? Oh, that must be the Adventurers Guild one that Diana mentioned.
That's the one. Genius Invocation TCG has been attracting more and more players lately. The Adventurers Guild arranged for venues in every city to hold a regional tournament for the King of Invocations Grand Prix. The rewards are quite substantial. Mondstadt is already at the final stage, so I'm afraid you might be a little too late to get that prize.
Really? Oh, darn! We already promised Diana we'd treat her to some food with the Moro we won.
It's all right. There's bound to be a next time. This card game came out of nowhere and has already taken the world by storm. Who knows where it'll go next? The game's creators must be ecstatic with all this success, don't you think? It's unbelievably popular.
Yeah, and it only gets more fun the more people there are to play it with.
Ich hätte nun wirklich Lust auf eine Partie oder ich würde wirklich gern das Turnier gewinnen. Na, ich würde eher das zweites anklicken.
Well, you may have missed the boat on the official event, but there's also an unofficial tourney organized by some players. Would that interest you at all?
Unofficial tourney?
That's right. With all the excitement surrounding the main tournament, players can hardly contain their enthusiasm. So they've set up an unofficial tourney aimed at a larger player base. You can sign up at any time and play however many matches you want. They even have pre-built decks for players to use. Oh, and the rewards are pretty generous too.
Ooh, Paimon likes the sound of this. Thanks for the info, Margaret. We'll go check it out.
You're welcome. There are plenty of booths at the venue offering food and other fun activities, so it's definitely worth a visit. Who knows? You might even bump into some old friends there. Right. If there's nothing else you needed, I'll be continuing my walk now.
Paimon still thinks that with your abilities, winning the grand prize in the official tournament would have been as easy as pie. Just imagine it. Honorary Knight defeats foes and emerges as tournament champion. The headline practically writes itself.
Do my ears deceive me? Or do you two have some breaking news to share with me?
Whoa! Who are you? And why the heck are you eavesdropping on us?
Oh, sorry. Force of habit. I tend to keep my ears peeled at all times. Didn't even realize I was listening in. Let me introduce myself. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird from Fontaine. I've been posted here to cover the King of Invocation's Grand Prix.
The Steambird?
Ich glaube, den Namen habe ich schon mal wo gehört. Aber das ist auch schon richtig lange her, oder? Oh, ich weiß es gerade nicht mehr, aber irgendwie kommt es mir bekannt vor.
The Steambird is a major news outlet headquartered in Fontaine and widely acclaimed all over Teyvat. We even have regular columnists based right here in Mondstadt.
Ooh, okay. Paimon's name is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. What was that you were saying about some breaking news?
Oh, looks like I've managed to pique your interest. Well, the truth is that my keen reporting senses are telling me that this competition will be chock full of huge news stories.
Huge news stories? You sure your senses are reliable?
Absolutely. After all, I've seen it with my own eyes. There's a criminal who's been slinking around the competition venue, and his name is the Card Snatcher.
Card Snatcher?
Mm-hmm. He stole his opponent's cards when they weren't looking. I was about to try and chase him down, but the next moment, he disappeared into thin air.
But why would someone want to steal other people's cards?
Vielleicht, weil die anderen Kartenbeschwörer sabotieren will?
Whatever the truth of the matter, it's my job as a journalist to dig up all the gory details and turn them into my very own exclusive news piece. So, what do you think? Want to join me in my quest to uncover the sensational story that's hiding behind the scenes?
That does sound interesting, but why us? Any reason you singled us out in particular?
Are you kidding me? It's a no-brainer, considering you're the honorary knight who saved Mondstadt, the hero of Liyue who fought alongside the Adepti, a key player in the repealing of Inazuma's Sakoku decree, and the redeemer of the Sumeru Academia.
Okay, point taken. Yeah, it seems like we've ended up making quite a big name for ourselves, huh?
Ah, ja. Ich glaube, Yemigo hatte das mal erwähnt gehabt mit den ganzen Verlagen und irgendein random Charakter hat auch gesagt, dass wir in Fontaine richtig berühmt sind, während es hier, gut, wir haben ja auch eine gewisse Berühmtheit hier in Mondstadt sowieso, aber hier in der Umgebung. Aber ich meine, in Fontaine sind wir richtig krass groß drauf. Das war doch hier, ich glaube, beim 3. Laternenfestival, so am Anfang. Da hatten wir doch diesen einen Musiker getroffen. Ich meine, der war auch aus Fontaine und ich meine, er hätte auch sowas gesagt. Vor, was war das, 150, 200 Folgen ist das ja ungefähr schon her. Also, wie gesagt, Playlist anschauen, dann wisst ihr auf jeden Fall Bescheid. Jedenfalls, wir sind gründlich untersucht worden.
Yeah, kinda scary. Does she research all her new friends before meeting them for the first time?
I promise you, teaming up with me will be a great move for you. For starters, when my exclusive news article is published, you'll be credited as contributors. Not to mention that being in a news agency makes me pretty well connected. That'll come in real handy if you're ever traveling in Fontaine. And if you ever wanted to run an ad in the paper one day, no problem. I could make that happen.
That actually sounds genuinely useful. What do you think, Traveler?
Wir haben ja eh gerade sowieso nichts anderes zu tun.
Great! Then welcome to the news crew. Ah, I've heard that the Traveler always lends a helping hand, so it's nice to know that you live up to your reputation, but even nicer to experience it for myself. Now then, before we start investigating our card snatcher, I have one other small task to take care of first. That Mondstadt columnist who I mentioned earlier is a longtime favorite of the Steambird's readership. Management thought that a cash bonus was in order, so I brought it along with me.
Oh, so we're gonna go meet them now?
Yep, I have the address right here. We just need to make a slight detour to drop off the Mora, then we'll be on our way. I thought you would have figured out who it is I'm talking about by now. From what I've heard, you're quite well acquainted.
Oh, it's someone we know? That doesn't narrow it down much. We know lots of people in Mondstadt. Never mind, just lead the way, Charlotte. Who could it be?
One of your rich friends, I'd assume. After all, you gotta be pretty well off to live in the city, right?
That still doesn't really narrow it down. We know lots of people with lots of Mora.
Mona? Fragezeichen.
Wow, I guess being a national hero earns you friends in high places. Here we are. Wait here a moment. I'll go hand over the cash.
Huh? Oh, so it's...
Who is it? Can I help you? Oh, Traveler and Paimon, what brings you here? And I'm sorry, I don't believe we've...
You must be Mona Magistus, the astrologist. It's an honor to finally meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter from the Steambird. Your columns have been so well received by our readers lately that our management asked me to present you with this cash bonus.
She got Mona's full name and title right on her first try. She really does do her homework.
Ah, you must be Charlotte. Welcome, welcome. Please, just call me Mona. Gosh, this is a long way to come from Fontaine. I hope it wasn't too much trouble.
No trouble at all. It was on the way.
Wow, sounds like your articles are a real hit with readers all over Teyvat, Mona.
Have I never told you? Well, I've been writing my column All Things Astrological for the Steambird for a long time now. The chief editor wrote to me a while ago about the bonus. Thank goodness it's finally here. I was wondering when it would arrive. Thank you, Charlotte.
Huh, you make it sound like you really needed this. Are you pressed for money, Mona?
What? No, of course not. It's just that once I knew the bonus was coming, I reallocated some funds that I'd previously set aside for daily necessities and purchased some expensive equipment. That's all.
Classic Mona.
Aha! Perfect! Renowned astrologist, broken, starving. Do the stars really have all the answers? The article practically writes itself.
Diese Schlagzeile ist wirklich nicht übel, aber findest du nicht, dass das die Tatsache etwas verdreht?
Mona's actually super rich. It's just that astrology research is really expensive.
Super rich is a bit of a stretch. Anyway, enough about that. What brings you back to Mondstadt this time, Traveler and Paimon?
Originally, we just came to catch up with a friend of ours. But some things have come up, and now we're helping Charlotte investigate the case of the Card Snatcher.
Speaking of which, will you be competing in the King of Invocations Grand Prix? Where it is that the prizes are pretty stellar.
I'm much too busy with my research these days to dedicate time to a competition. Besides, even if I did enter, there's no guarantee I'd actually win a prize, is there?
Isn't there? I'd have thought you'd be certain to win with astrology on your side. You'd know all of your opponent's cards ahead of time.
What do you take me for? No self-respecting astrologist would dream of abusing their beloved art for such crude purposes. Besides, it wouldn't be fair to the other contestants.
Well said. Spoken like an accomplished academic and a conscientious citizen.
Well, yes, obviously. Anyway, if past precedent is anything to go by, you're the ones who ought to be wary of what's around the corner. Especially if you're chasing after this card snatcher, was it? Sounds like bad news. Shall I take a glance at what you're up against?
Thanks for the offer, but there's no need. Relying on your astrological skills for all the juicy details would make this story a Mona exclusive. But that's not quite the kind of exclusive report I'm going for here. But don't you worry. They call it investigative journalism for a reason. We journos have our ways.
All right, well, best of luck with your investigation, then. Thanks again for bringing the bonus, Charlotte. Do give my regards to the chief editor.
Pass auch gut auf dich auf, Mona.
I will, and yes, we should. I'll hold you to that.
I think it's about time we started heading to the competition venue. The Mondstadt regional final should be starting shortly.
All right! Paimon can't wait to find out who the finalists are.
Hauptsache Mona. Aber naja, gut. Ihr habt's ja gehört. Geht zum Austragungsort. Da oben waren ja schon Dekorationen zu sehen eben. Gut, Ausdauer sagt gleich nein. Ich hätte auch einen Teleporter nehmen können, aber ach ja, wozu? Wir sind so selten hier zu Fuß unterwegs. Hauptsache so ruhig fliegt erstmal durch die Wand hier durch. Ja, einmal nach oben.
Wow, so this is the venue, huh? Seems pretty lively here.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon, what a rare surprise. Did you really come all this way just to watch Timmy and me in the final?
Kaya? You made it to the finals? Wait, what about your work with the Knights of Favonius? You better not be slacking off again.
Hey, come on now. That's no way to talk to a friend. Naturally, I wouldn't have considered entering the competition were I not already on top of my work. Enjoying a drink while playing a few rounds of cards. I can't think of a better way to relax outside of work, can you? Oh, just be sure not to tell Diona I said that.
Well, since you're in the competition, have you noticed anything suspicious going on so far? You know, like people stealing other players' cards and that kind of thing.
Stealing cards, you say? I'm afraid I haven't seen anything of that sort. Not while I've been playing, anyway. Why do you ask?
Well, we just ran into this journalist from Fontaine and she... Huh? Where'd Charlotte go? She was right here, wasn't she? Oh, I bet she snuck out to go find some tasty snacks for herself!
Journalist from Fontaine? Oh, you mean the one from the Steambird. I do recall seeing a Steambird reporter listed in the Knights of Favonius visitor log.
Yeah, that'll be her. She said that she saw a card snatcher at the tournament venue, so we're helping her investigate.
A card snatcher? How very interesting. But one question, Paimon. Are you sure that cards are really what this snatcher is after?
Huh? What makes you say that?
Hello, everyone! Your attention, please! The final is about to begin. Now, let's give a warm welcome to our two contestants.
Guess we'll have to leave it there. Let's continue this conversation another time.
Viel Glück beim Wettkampf. Unterschätze deinen Gegner nicht.
Don't worry. I will.
Go get him, Kaya! We'll see you in a bit! So, Traveler, who do you think is gonna win?
Ja, gute Frage. Timmy scheint ja gut zu sein, aber Kea muss ja auch gut sein, wenn er ins Finale kommt. Also, ich weiß auch nicht, wie Kea spielt, ehrlich gesagt. Nimm mir einfach Timmy, YOLO.
Yeah, Timmy seems to be a pretty strong TCG player. Either way, whoever wins is bound to make headlines. Wait, speaking of headlines, isn't that Charlotte's job? Huh. Maybe she got caught up trying out all the delicious Mondstadt snacks. Let's go look for her.
Peimen, jedes Mal, wenn es ums Essen geht. Aber gut. Gucken, was sie zu sagen hat.
Charlotte, what happened? You just disappeared without saying anything.
Oh, I just didn't want to bother you while you were catching up with your friend.
But Kaya's one of the finalists. Don't you want to interview him or something? You did say you were supposed to be covering the competition.
I could churn out that kind of soft news piece in 5 minutes if I had to. Personally, I'm more interested in those two. From the moment things kicked off, they've been acting very strangely, like they're trying to stay out of sight. I'm sure they must be plotting something.
You mean there are 2 card snatchers?
Shh! Keep your voice down! We don't want to scare them off. We need to wait until we've got something concrete. Then we can use my camera to catch them in the act. Huh? Wait! Where'd the other guy go?
He's on the run!
After him!
So viel zum Finale.
Huh? You seem like you've done this before. Do you spy on people often?
Oh, you're too kind. You should see the celebrities in Fontaine, the lengths they'll go to try and avoid the public eye. Compared to that, this is nothing.
That wasn't supposed to be a compliment.
He's heading toward Mondstadt's side gate. Let's follow him, but quietly. We mustn't let him spot us.
Schon wieder das Seitentor. Gab schon öfters. Ja, warte, wo steht er? Ich sehe ihn gerade auf der Karte nicht. Achso. Oh, ich denke so, müsste da nicht jemand stehen und so weiter, wird das halt nicht eingeblendet. Okay.
Now he's heading away from the city. How long are we gonna follow him for? At this rate, we're gonna miss Kaya and Timmy's match.
Ja, so weit können die aber auch wieder nicht mehr laufen an dieser Stelle. So, genau. Da, wo sonst nie was ist. Genau, das ist hinter dem Felsding. Das ist so eine kleine Erhöhung. Ja. Unter uns? Moment mal. Achso. Dass das immer nur erst in 30 Meter Entfernung eingeblendet wird, ist so nervig. Das müssen sie wieder rückgängig machen.
Oh, there. Looks like he stopped. Let's sit tight and see what happens.
Why'd he come all the way out here? Is he gonna hide something? And now he's crouching down with his hands above his head. Wait! Treasure hoarders! He's in trouble! Quick! We need to rescue him!
Help! Someone save me!
What are the treasure hoarders doing so close to the city?
Mist. Das Timing ist richtig blöd.
Allow me!
So, zack, zack, zack. Alter, ich werde immer eingefroren. Ich glaube, ich muss den einen zuerst ausschalten, aber naja. Zack, daneben. Zack, zack, zack. Zack, zack. Ja. Ah. Geht ja so eine Waffe, die müsste eigentlich ganz viele Kugeln rausschießen können. Zusätzlich, aber wenn keine Gegner da sind, scheint es nicht zu funktionieren. Gut zu wissen. Ist relativ neu, die Waffe ausgerüstet bei ihr, deswegen.
Are you alright?
Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was all over for me.
Those treasure hoarders, did you know them? It sure looked like they were here just for you.
Why would I know them? I was just out for a walk, minding my own business, and then the next thing I knew, I was surrounded.
Oh, really? Then why did they target you? It wouldn't be because of some dubious deal you were involved in at the tournament, would it?
Huh? A deal? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's a shame. You see, I'm a journalist, and I just happened to snap a picture of you and one other individual in the middle of a deal back at the tournament. I was only going to ask you for an interview, but that was before you caused all this trouble. And now you're feigning ignorance of the deal in question. Maybe I'm just wasting my time. Shall I just cut my losses and hand over the evidence to the Knights of Favonius?
Whoa. No, please. I'll talk. But you gotta believe me, there's nothing shady going on, I swear.
Wow, that was some serious bluffing on Charlotte's part. She didn't take any pictures at all.
Back at the tournament, I was approached by some random guy who said that he wanted to buy a card back off me. I said, okay, how much are you offering? And when he told me the amount, oh, my jaw practically hit the floor.
Really? What kind of card back was it?
Nothing special. I just picked it up at the general goods store. It had a treasure chest design on it. I only bought it because it was dirt cheap. This guy offered me 3 times what I paid for it and handed me the Mora right then and there. I could hardly believe my luck, so I decided to head somewhere less crowded and check the Mora was real. That's when I ran into the treasure hoarders.
Did you ask him why he wanted to purchase this item from you?
No, I didn't. Genius Invocation TCG has been getting pretty popular lately, and some people will pay good Mora to make their decks look flashy. It didn't strike me as that unusual. But after I gave him the card back, he let out a sigh of relief and said something about, that's all the Mondstadt ones. Next stop, Liyue, or something like that.
Or something like that? He either said that or he didn't. How certain are you?
I'm positive. I know what I heard. Once the card was in his hands, he suddenly relaxed like a huge burden had been taken off his shoulders. It was genuine relief. Could that card back really be as valuable as he thought?
That I don't know, but in the interests of your personal safety, I suggest you report all of this to the Knights of Favonius. After all, you weren't doing anything against the law, were you?
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'll go speak to the Knights of Favonius right away.
It sounds like that guy's just collecting rare card backs. Are you sure this is the person you're after, Charlotte?
Well, it definitely doesn't add up. You really think someone out there's going from nation to nation, shelling out huge sums of money for a few card backs bought from a grocery store? My gut tells me that there's more to this story than the card back alone. This entire situation reeks of exclusive news.
Ist da vielleicht ein Schatz involviert?
Ooh, treasure! Maybe the card backs make a treasure map. You know, collect all the pieces, put them together, and they reveal where the treasure is buried.
Who knows? But wherever this leads, we're definitely onto something. Even though I didn't manage to get a good look at his face, his physique and the way he moved were identical to the card snatcher I saw last time. I'm sure it's the same guy. He was much more discreet this time, though. I guess he didn't want to risk trying anything with so many potential witnesses around.
From the sounds of it, we need to head to Liyue next, right? Paimon can't wait! We have tons of friends in Liyue, too. But shouldn't we check in with Kaya before we leave? Paimon at least wants to find out who won the final.
Good idea. Let's go.
So, den ganzen Weg zurück, aber wie Paimon schon gesagt hatte, ja, wir werden das Finale leider verpassen, ist aber auch nicht so schlimm. Dann gehen wir halt zum Austragungsort zurück und Hauptsache, alles ist immer hier, normalerweise hier bei diesen Hafen, bei diesen Dock-Ding da, aber dass wir mal dahin müssen, das ist neu. Selbst als wir damals die Rote Nacht, wie hieß die? Hier gibt es ja so einen Superheld, der immer nachts auftritt, das war ja hier, nicht Kea, sondern der andere, der im Rot, die Luke, so, der ist das und keiner soll wissen, dass er es halt ist und sowas tut und so weiter. Und, ja, das war auch nicht da oben, das war auch hier eigentlich direkt vor dem Tor, also schön, dass sie mal auch ein bisschen was hier ausnutzen, wobei ich würde mich freuen, wenn man mehr Gebäude betreten könnte oder ähnliches, so ähnlich wie bei Pokémon damals und, naja.
I hereby declare the winner of the Mondstadt Regional Final of the King of Invocations Grand Prix is... Timmy!
Wow, Timmy won! That's amazing!
I was beaten by the best. Timmy's a tough opponent. He had me on the back foot the entire time.
Du kannst trotzdem stolz auf deine Leistung sein.
It's all right. You don't need to comfort me. This must be the journalist from Fontaine you mentioned earlier. Charlotte, was it? Enchanté. I'm Kaya, cavalry captain of the Knights of Favonius. I trust you're enjoying your time in Mondstadt?
The pleasure is all mine. Mondstadt's reputation as the city of song and freedom is truly deserved. The mood here is simply delightful.
I'm glad you're liking it. Oh, by the way, I couldn't help but notice you all rushing towards the city's side gate earlier. Did you find something? I couldn't get it off my mind, even during the competition. I see.
So, it seems we have an answer to Kaya's question from earlier. What the card snatcher's really after is these card backs. But we still haven't figured out why he cares so much about them.
Well, while I'd love to accompany you all to Liyue Harbor, I'm afraid I still have my Knights of Favonius duties to attend to. In fact, our top priority right now is strengthening Mondstadt's defenses. Treasure hoarder activity has been increasingly rampant lately.
Don't worry, we'll keep you in the loop if we find anything. In fact, if Charlotte's journalistic instinct is on point, you'll probably be reading her exclusive report in the Steambird before long.
Wonderful. Then I look forward to reading all about it.
Thanks for supporting quality journalism. Okay, let's take tonight off and head to Liyue Harbor tomorrow. It'll give me a chance to write down everything that's happened today.
Oh, Paimon wanted to ask. See the two people on this poster? Are they the inventors of Genius Invocation TCG? They look so young.
Maybe, but very little is known about either of them. Whether they've been living under a rock this whole time or just aren't interested in fame, I don't know. But hardly anybody has ever seen them.
The poster's probably just an artist's impression to capture the general look and feel of the duo. Beyond that, I doubt it's very true to life.
Sounds like they're a couple of socially reclusive scholars. If Paimon were in their shoes, she'd be showing up to all the events, signing autographs, selling cards, and probably getting complimentary food and drink.
I approve. And to top it off, you could play a few rounds of Genius Invocation with everyone.
I was reading up on the game's inventors before I came to Mondstadt. I was originally hoping to arrange an interview with them. But I soon discovered that there's no mention anywhere of where they live or of any Genius Invocation events that they've attended. It's as if they've designed the game and then never played it again.
Diese Erfinder sind wirklich mysteriös.
Either they don't want to play the game, or they're unable to. But they must have their reasons.
I wonder if they'll show up at all during the King of Invocation's Grand Prix.
Maybe, if you get lucky. And based on my experience, the Traveler seems to have no shortage of that.
Oh, really? Well, that gives me one less thing to worry about.
Na, da bin ich ja beruhigt. Ich hoffe, dass mir mein Glück hier nicht ausgeht.
Anyway, our focus is still on tracking down the card snatcher. I heard Snezhnaya has an old saying. If you try chasing two rabbits at once, you'll only end up empty-handed.
Well, the Traveler and Paimon can always split up and chase one rabbit each. Oh, okay. Now Paimon's feeling hungry. We can worry about all this later. Right now, it's time to get some grub.
You can always trust Paimon to know where life's priorities lie. If it's food you're after, I recommend taking a look at the nearby stalls. The tournament has brought quite a crowd, so there's a lot of fun to be had around the venue.
Sounds great! Thanks, Kaya!
So, Runde 1 abgeschlossen. Okay. Wahrscheinlich haben wir jetzt erstmal nichts zu tun bis zum nächsten Tag, oder? Lasst uns mal gucken, wie die Missionsbeschreibung halt aussieht. Okay. Tour der zahllosen Wunder, improvisierte Beschwörung, mechanisches Perpetuum mobile Puzzle, hatten wir schon mal gehabt auf jeden Fall, Strategem der Würfel, das ist auch auf jeden Fall aus diesem Spiel. Okay, lasst mich erstmal kurz gucken. Erstmal einen Überblick verschaffen, damit wir wissen, wie es in den nächsten Episoden aussehen wird. Scheint so, als ob Onea aus Mondstadt dir etwas zu sagen hat. Okay. Achso, okay. Ich dachte gerade hier oben bei den Punkten, dass vielleicht wieder 4 Missionen pro Ding ist, wie es beim letzten Event bei Sumeru von der Akademie halt war, dass man zum Beispiel 6 Stände besuchen musste und jeder Stand hatte nochmal 3 bis 6 Untermissionen sozusagen. Auch sehr zu empfehlen, dass ihr euch das gibt, weil da waren auch neue, interessante Spiele gewesen. Frieda kennen wir auf jeden Fall. Was haben wir denn noch? Felix Yogu sagt mir was, aber weiß gerade nicht, wer das ist. Hält sich in Mondstadt auf und... Fein aus Mondstadt. Wer ist Fein? Weiß ich gerade wirklich nicht. Naja, gut. Ja, wie sieht denn die Missionsübersicht im Allgemeinen aus? Wahrscheinlich wieder Prolog, Normal und Ende sozusagen. Na gut, sagen wir mal, hier muss auch auf jeden Fall kommen. Hutau. Ach so, hahaha. Wir sind ja in Mondstadt, klar. Also, dann werden wir wahrscheinlich die ganzen Regionen besuchen. Heißt das, es gibt 4 Missionen? Warte, ich muss mal gucken, wo ist das alles? Uff, jedes Mal dieser Banner. Man muss erstmal orientieren, wo sind die ganzen Tasten, die wir benötigen. Verfallungsmaterial für den Bogen, was ich jetzt eben gesehen hatte. Lasst mich mal kurz schauen. Irgendwo war das eben... Irgendwo war es eingeblendet gewesen, aber... Ah, da. Durchdringer der Abyss. Lasst mich mal lesen. Was haben wir denn? Bogen, Angriff, prozentual und normal. Okay, gut. Fair enough. 4 Sterne. Okay, fair enough. Wertschätzung der geheimen Weisheit. Erhöht nach dem Treffen von Gegnern mit heftigen Schlägen. Die Elementarkunde der Figur 6 Sekunden um 40 Punkte. Zweifach stapelbar. Oh, das wäre meiner Meinung nach perfekt für Yoimiya. Denn um diese Auto-Aim-Pfeile zu beschwören, muss man die Attacke aufladen und dann noch ein bisschen weiter aufladen. Oder aber, da müsste man aber auch experimentieren, eventuell Yelan. Bei Yelan ist es so, das hatte ich auch schon damals erwähnt, ihr Hand- oder Armreif, wie auch immer wenn das aufleuchtet, heißt das, die nächste Attacke, der Pfeil ist instant aufgeladen. Jetzt weiß ich nicht, ob das dann auch als, als heftigen Schlag, oder ja, heftigen Schlägen bei Bogen ist immer ein bisschen blöd, aber ob das auch als aufgeladener Angriff zählt, in diesem Sinne, und ob das auch nutzbar ist. Und dann, gerade bei Yelan sollte man auch auf Elementarkunde gehen, aber, oh, das war ein cooler Bogen, weil Ember würde nicht das ganze Potenzial rausholen, wobei bei ihr, das hatte ich auch in dem Probelauf in der letzten Episode gesagt, Yoimiya hat Ember im Endeffekt durch ihre Pfeil- und Bogentechnik ersetzt. Vollkommen. Also ich wüsste jetzt nicht, warum ich auf Ember gehen würde. Aber vielleicht hat Ember höhere Basic-Stats oder so. Oder wenn man sie gemaxt hat oder so. Vielleicht ist sie ein bisschen stärker als Yoimiya. Aber wie gesagt, ich weiß es halt nicht, weil Ember sieht man so gut wie gar nicht mehr. Ich hatte halt einmal Ember auf Level 90 gesehen. Leider wurden nicht die ganzen Stats und so weiter gezeigt. Deswegen weiß ich nicht, ob sie vielleicht doch gut ist. Aber gut, wir brauchen dafür 1000 Marken. So wie immer. Was haben wir noch? Aktionshandlung. Das ist das, was wir eben auf jeden Fall schon gesehen hatten. Und Aktionsdetail. Ah, ne, warte mal. Warte, wo ist da der Unterschied? Das ist aber nicht die erste Seite. Ach so, das sind die Missionen. Ach, nevermind. Okay, es gibt also 4 Missionen bei diesem Event. Okay. Sind noch nicht komplett freigeschaltet. Okay, ist leider häufig so bei denen. Zum Auftrag, den würde ich nämlich auch als nächstes machen. Warte bis morgen 8 bis 10 Uhr. So, jetzt kommen natürlich die ganzen Einblendungen der Missionen, die jetzt da sind. Ah, ja, wir werden erstmal zugespammt. Finde ich immer so ein bisschen merkwürdig, dass sie es so machen. So, kann ich das hier collecten? Lasst mich mal kurz gucken. Wähle den Reiz Hilfsmittel, ja gleich. Auftragsobjekt, eine Kurzerzählung, die sich um das in Teyvat beliebte Kartenspiel Geniale Beschwörung dreht. Okay, und was ist hiermit? Öffne die Seite zur Bearbeitung des Hilfsmittels schnell. Ach so. Ah, man kann jetzt so Hotkey-like machen. Ah, dann müssen wir auf jeden Fall... Achso, Moment mal. So, nicht Drag and Drop. Okay, das hier bauen wir auf jeden Fall, weil man kann Holz farmen ganz schnell. Sonst etwas, was ich unbedingt brauchen würde, jetzt nicht unbedingt. Gut zu wissen. Kann ich denn switchen? Halte gedrückt, um die Schnellzugriffsleiste anzuzeigen. Y halten. Ah. Good to know. Good to know, definitiv. Wartet, lass mich mal was ausprobieren. wenn ich das hier einsetze? Kiefernholz. Tatsächlich kriegt man was. Okay, gut. Meine Frage wurde erstmal aufgeklärt. Okay, gut. Ich würde aber sagen, wir machen jetzt einen Cut, weil wir müssen ja wir müssen ja Ingame-Tage warten. Aber das mache ich normalerweise halt immer zwischen den Episoden. Wie es dann weitergeht, wie es dann in Liyue aussieht, werdet ihr dann entsprechend in der nächsten Episode sehen. Deswegen empfehle ich euch ein Abo dazulassen, denn so könnt ihr nichts mehr verpassen und naja, gleichzeitig supportet ihr mich ziemlich nice hier auf YouTube. Folgt mir auf meine Social-Media-Kanälen, die ich ebenfalls verlinkt habe, denn dort poste ich Sachen auch von anderen Spielen. Ansonsten like, dislike, kommentiert meine Videos, Fragen, Anmerkungen, was auch immer. Ich versuche es natürlich auch zu beantworten und würde mal sagen, bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao, ciao.